Welcome to HD Rare Coins111, the place where history meets treasure. Here, every coin tells a story, from the oldest United States classics that shaped our past to the newest rare discoveries that amaze collectors today. If you love the thrill of uncovering hidden value, exploring the beauty of design, and learning the secrets behind coins worth fortunes, then you're in the right place. Join us as we dive deep into the world of rare U.S. coins, both old and new, and reveal the fascinating details that make them priceless. Top 1. The year was 1971, and America was still basking in the glow of the Apollo missions, rock music, and cultural change. But deep inside the U.S. Mint, another piece of history was being created, one so small you could fit it in your pocket. The Washington $quarter of 1971 may look ordinary to the untrained eye, but it carries a story that few know and even fewer truly appreciate. Every Washington quarter tells a tale of patriotism, artistry, and change. The 1971 edition, in particular, marks a special point in American coinage history, a moment when the mint transitioned fully away from silver, moving entirely to copper-nickel-clad coins. Yet, even in this transition, a few mysterious and rare varieties slipped through. The obverse of this coin proudly displays the image of George Washington, the first President of the United States, his gaze steady and noble. Designed by John Flanagan, this portrait has graced the quarter since 1932, standing as a timeless reminder of America's founding ideals. Turn the coin over, and you're greeted by the majestic bald eagle clutching arrows in its talons, a symbol of strength and preparedness. But beyond the design lies the true intrigue, the subtle minting variations and rare errors that can make a 1971 quarter worth a small fortune. Most 1971 quarters were minted in Philadelphia and Denver, with additional proof coins from San Francisco. Over 258 million coins were produced at the Philadelphia Mint alone, but only a handful have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition with rare striking characteristics. Collectors and treasure hunters alike have long been fascinated by the 1971 quarter. Why? Because while most of these coins are worth just 25 cents, a few possess hidden errors that make them incredibly valuable. Some 1971 quarters were struck on leftover silver planchets meant for earlier coins, creating a unique and highly desirable variety. Others showed double strikes, off-center errors, or missing clad layers that exposed the copper core beneath. These minting mistakes transform ordinary change into legendary treasures. Imagine holding a coin that looks like every other quarter, yet beneath the surface, it carries a secret, a flaw that turns it into a rarity worth thousands. For collectors, finding one of these special 1971 quarters is like uncovering buried treasure in plain sight. It's a thrilling reminder that numismatics isn't just about money, it's about discovery, history, and the beauty of imperfection. Many experts recommend checking your 1971 quarters carefully. Look for sharp details, full mint luster, and no signs of wear. If you see an S mint mark, you might have a proof coin. If the coin's edges show an unusual color or thickness, it could be a rare minting anomaly. What truly sets the 1971 quarter apart is that it bridges two eras, the Silver Age and the modern clad era of U.S. coinage. It's both a relic of the past and a symbol of America's progress. There are even tales among collectors of rare 1971 quarters that found their way into circulation by accident, dropped unknowingly into vending machines or coffee shop change drawers, only to resurface decades later in the hands of an observant collector. These stories fuel the excitement of coin hunting. Every quarter you touch could be more than it seems. Every old coin jar, every forgotten box of change, could hold a piece of history worth far beyond its face value. When you hold a 1971 Washington quarter, you hold a reflection of America's resilience. The coin's metal might have changed, but its spirit, its representation of unity and liberty, remains unshakable. Collectors love this coin for its connection to Washington's legacy. His steady profile on the obverse speaks of leadership, sacrifice, and enduring respect. The eagle on the reverse reminds us of America's unyielding freedom. Over the decades, the Washington quarter has evolved in design and composition, yet the 1971 edition remains a favorite among enthusiasts for its historic significance. Even though millions were minted, Very few exist in gem quality condition. Coins that have never entered circulation, those with mirror-like surfaces or rare striking qualities, are the ones that fetch astonishing prices at auctions. Auction houses have seen remarkable bids for these rare 1971 quarters. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for perfection, and the rarer the condition, the higher the excitement. For many coin lovers, it's not just about the value, it's about the story behind the metal. Each quarter carries the legacy of the American mint, the skill of engravers, and the spirit of an entire generation. If you ever come across a 1971 Washington quarter in your collection, don't dismiss it as pocket change. Examine it carefully under good light, check its edges, weight, and mint mark. You might be holding something extraordinary. Even a small scratch, die crack, or misaligned design could indicate an error variety. And those are the coins that send shockwaves through the collector's world. So, next time you handle a handful of quarters, take a moment to look closely. Among the ordinary might lie a rare gem, a 1971 quarter waiting to reveal its hidden worth. The coin world is full of surprises, and this particular quarter stands as a shining example of how history and chance can intertwine in a single piece of metal. Collectors and hobbyists across the world still hunt for these special 1971 quarters, hoping to find that one extraordinary coin that will rewrite their fortune. Every great collection has a story, and the 1971 quarter story is one of rarity, resilience, and reward. It's a reminder that treasures don't always come wrapped in gold, they sometimes come as simple pieces of silver-colored metal in your pocket. So, keep your eyes open, your magnifying glass ready, and your curiosity alive. Because in the world of coins, fortune favors the observant. And remember, your very own 1971 Washington quarter could be the one that changes everything. One of these rare 1971 Washington quarters has been sold for an incredible amount, $145,000. If you have a 1971 quarter or any old coins at home, tell us in the comments below. Our channel loves helping viewers identify the value of their coins. Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing coin stories, and make sure to like this video so more collectors can join this journey through history. Top 2. In 1983, the United States of America was living through a time of transformation. The economy was shifting, technology was emerging, and the American spirit was shining brighter than ever. But in the midst of all this change, a small yet remarkable coin was minted, a coin that would later capture the attention of collectors all over the world. The Washington quarter dollar of 1983. At first glance, it may look like any other quarter, silver in color, smooth to the touch, and bearing the familiar face of George Washington. But beneath its simple appearance lies a fascinating story of scarcity, mystery, and unexpected value. This particular year's quarter has a special place in numismatic history, not just because of its design, but because of what happened, or rather, what didn't happen, at the U.S. Mint that year. The Mint did not produce any special collector sets in 1983, meaning that most quarters from that year went straight into circulation. As a result, almost every 1983 Washington quarter was spent, pocketed, and worn down through everyday use. Very few were preserved in pristine condition, and that is precisely why high-quality examples of this coin are now so rare and valuable. On the obverse of the coin, George Washington's profile stands proud, designed by John Flanagan, capturing the dignity and strength of America's first president. His image is accompanied by the word liberty, a symbol of what the nation stands for. Flip the coin over, and the reverse shows a bold eagle perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath, an image that perfectly represents America's balance of peace and strength. It's a classic design that has endured through decades of change. But what makes the 1983 quarter truly fascinating is the story of how so few perfect coins survived. Due to the lack of mint sets, collectors were left scrambling years later, realizing just how difficult it was to find an untouched, gem-quality piece from that year. Even more intriguing are the rare error varieties that emerged in 1983. Some quarters were struck slightly off-center, while others had double dies. Tiny doubling in the lettering or date that makes them standout treasures for sharp-eyed collectors. A few quarters from 1983 were also struck on experimental planchets, or with weak strikes, adding another layer of excitement for those who hunt for hidden gems in their change. Imagine the thrill of holding one of these quarters. A coin that looks so ordinary yet carries within it decades of mystery and a story of rarity. Born not by design, but by circumstance. Collectors often call the 1983 quarter one of the sleepers of modern coinage, coins that seem common until you realize how few in perfect condition actually exist. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. A well-worn 1983 quarter might only be worth its face value, but one that has never been touched by circulation, a bright, flawless coin with full mint luster, can be worth an astonishing amount. The reason is simple: scarcity drives demand. With millions of quarters struck that year, the true rarity lies not in the number minted, but in the number that survived untouched. For coin enthusiasts, this is what makes the hunt so thrilling. Every time you check your change, there's a tiny chance you could uncover a coin that history almost forgot. The 1983 quarter stands as a reminder that value isn't always visible at first glance. It's the quiet survivor, the hidden treasure in everyday pockets, waiting for someone with a keen eye to recognize its worth. Many collectors have shared stories of finding high-grade 1983 quarters in old jars, drawers, or rolls of coins tucked away for decades. That's the magic of numismatics. It turns the ordinary into something extraordinary. The coin's connection to American history also makes it special. George Washington's image reminds us of leadership, independence, and perseverance. Each quarter that bears his likeness tells a story of the nation's enduring spirit. The lack of mint sets in 1983 unintentionally created a modern rarity, proving that sometimes, the most valuable things are born out of unexpected circumstances. Even though these coins were made of copper and nickel rather than silver, their worth comes not from metal content, but from their scarcity, beauty, and condition. In auctions and private sales, pristine examples of the 1983 Washington quarter have amazed collectors and investors alike, fetching prices that seem unbelievable for a simple 25-cent coin. The excitement around this coin continues to grow as more people learn about its background. It's not just about the money. It's about owning a piece of American history that tells a story of change, luck, and discovery. Coin experts always advise collectors to check their old coin rolls or family change collections. Because one never knows when a rare 1983 quarter might appear, hiding among the ordinary ones. These small surprises are what make coin collecting so addictive: the endless potential for discovery and the joy of finding a treasure where no one expects it. The 1983 Washington quarter reminds us that every coin has a story, and sometimes, the least likely years hold the biggest surprises. So, if you come across a shiny 1983 quarter, don't just spend it. Hold it up to the light, look closely, and think about where it's been, and what it might be worth. The value of a coin isn't just in its price, it's in the history it carries and the excitement it brings to those who appreciate it. Even after decades, this little piece of metal continues to capture imaginations, connecting generations through curiosity and passion for the past. The 1983 Washington quarter is more than a coin. It's a story of rarity born in the most unexpected of times. And for one of these rare 1983 Washington quarters in top condition, the value has reached an incredible amount: $95,000. If you have a 1983 Washington quarter or any other old coins, tell us in the comments below. We'd love to help you discover their hidden worth. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more amazing coin stories, and make sure to like this video so more collectors can join this incredible journey through history. Top 3. The year was 1988, a time of change, ambition, and innovation across the United States. But among all the headlines and milestones of that year, a quiet piece of history was being minted in copper and nickel. It was small, round, and silver-colored, the 1988 Washington quarter dollar. A coin that most people spent without a second thought, but one that, in rare cases, would become worth far more than anyone could imagine. When people think of the Washington quarter, they often see it as just another common coin in their pocket. But behind every mint mark, every edge, and every shine, there's a story. And the 1988 Washington quarter has one of the most fascinating tales of modern American coinage. It was the continuation of a design that had become a national symbol. On the obverse, the proud profile of George Washington stands firm, a portrait created by sculptor John Flanagan back in 1932. His calm expression and strong features symbolize leadership and resilience, values that define America itself. Turn the coin over, and you're met by the image of an eagle perched on a bundle of arrows, wings spread wide, surrounded by olive branches. The message is clear: peace through strength. Every line of that design tells the story of the nation's courage and unity. But while the design stayed the same, what makes the 1988 quarter truly interesting is what lies beneath the surface: the errors, variations, and rare conditions that make some of these coins astonishingly valuable today. The U.S. Mint produced the 1988 quarters in three main facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia and Denver coins were meant for circulation, while the San Francisco Mint produced proof coins for collectors. Yet, as always, not every coin came out perfectly. A few of the quarters struck in 1988 contained rare minting errors, coins with double dies, off-center strikes, or missing clad layers. These imperfections, invisible to most, turned ordinary coins into hidden treasures waiting to be discovered. Collectors quickly learned that the 1988 quarter could hide surprises. Some coins show a slightly doubled image in the lettering or date. Others have a misaligned strike that gives them a quirky, unique look. And then there are the rare transitional errors, coins that weren't supposed to exist, but somehow did. Over time, the 1988 quarter became a fascinating hunt for collectors who love modern U.S. coins. The challenge lies in finding one that survived decades of circulation without a single mark or scratch. A near impossible feat. Mint sets from that year were common, but quarters in flawless, gem-quality condition remain incredibly rare. Time has worn away most of them, leaving only a handful of pristine examples known today. Imagine finding one of those few untouched 1988 quarters, glistening as if it were just minted yesterday. That's the dream of every coin enthusiast, the moment when an ordinary find becomes an extraordinary discovery. The beauty of the 1988 Washington quarter isn't just in its design, it's in its story. It represents a year when American coins had no silver, no special metal content, yet they carried tremendous value through history and craftsmanship. Many people overlook the modern quarters, assuming only older coins have value. But the truth is, even newer coins like the 1988 quarter can fetch unbelievable prices, if you know what to look for. Collectors advise checking your 1988 quarters closely under good lighting. Examine the date, mint mark, and edges carefully. If you see anything unusual, a faint doubling, an odd rim, or missing details, it might be one of those rare varieties worth far more than 25 cents. Even small differences can make a huge impact on value. Coins struck slightly off-center or with planchet errors are considered treasures by experts. Over the years, several rare 1988 quarters have surfaced in private collections and auctions, stunning bidders with their beauty and rarity. When the hammer drops at those auctions, the crowd realizes how something so common can suddenly become priceless. That's the charm of numismatics. It turns simple objects into stories, and stories into history. Every coin has lived a journey, passed through countless hands, traveled across cities, and survived decades. The Washington quarter of 1988 holds a quiet place in that legacy. It bridges the gap between the early days of American coinage and the modern designs we see today. It's both familiar and historic, everyday and yet extraordinary. For collectors, it's not just a coin, it's a symbol of what can happen when patience meets passion. The joy of discovering something rare among the ordinary is what keeps people searching, year after year. Many hobbyists have shared their excitement of finding a well-preserved 1988 quarter in circulation, sometimes worth thousands of dollars due to its condition or minting anomaly. Those stories continue to inspire new generations of collectors. The thrill of the hunt, the beauty of the coin, and the connection to American history all come together in this small piece of metal that tells a big story. So next time you're handed a quarter, take a closer look. You never know. It might be a rare 1988 Washington quarter, quietly carrying a secret fortune. Coins like these remind us that value isn't always obvious. Sometimes, it's hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone with curiosity and knowledge to recognize it. In the world of coin collecting, discoveries like the 1988 Washington quarter keep the excitement alive and the stories endless. The 1988 quarter stands as a testament to how ordinary coins can hold extraordinary worth. It's a symbol of America's craftsmanship, precision, and history, all captured in a single, shining piece. And one of these rare 1988 Washington quarters, in perfect condition with a unique minting error, has sold for an unbelievable amount, $77,000. If you have a 1988 Washington quarter or any old coins in your collection, share it in the comments below. We love helping viewers learn the true value of their coins. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more amazing coin stories, and make sure to like this video so more people can join this fascinating journey through history and hidden treasure. Top 4. In 1994, the United States Mint struck millions of Washington quarter dollars, coins that seemed perfectly ordinary, yet some of them would go on to become extraordinary treasures in the eyes of collectors. The 1994 Washington quarter is one of those modern coins that remind us just how much history and mystery can be hidden in something we use every single day. When most people think of valuable coins, they imagine old, worn pieces from the 1800s. But sometimes, even a modern coin from the 1990s can surprise everyone with its story, its rarity, and its hidden value. The Washington quarter, first introduced in 1932, was meant to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first President of the United States. Its design quickly became one of the most recognizable pieces of American currency. By 1994, the design still featured Washington's dignified portrait on the obverse, crafted by sculptor John Flanagan. His timeless depiction of Washington remained a lasting tribute to the nation's founding leader. On the obverse, you'll find Washington facing left, with the inscriptions, Liberty, and In God We Trust, as well as the date, 1994. It's simple yet bold, carrying the essence of American history in its design. Turning to the reverse, you'll see the majestic bald eagle, wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows, a powerful symbol of strength and preparedness. This classic design was used for decades until the State Quarter series began in 1999. The 1994 quarters were minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia quarters carry no mint mark, while Denver's quarters are marked with a D, and the San Francisco proofs bear an elegant S. Each mint produced coins with slightly different finishes. The Philadelphia and Denver mints created circulation strikes for everyday use, while the San Francisco mint produced proof coins for collectors. Though billions of quarters were struck that year, only a small number remain in pristine, uncirculated condition, and those few have become highly sought after by collectors around the world. The Philadelphia and Denver quarters are made of a copper-nickel clad composition, a mix of durable metals designed to withstand decades of circulation. But the proof coins from San Francisco were crafted with extreme precision. They feature mirror-like fields and frosted details that shine under light, making them miniature works of art. The true allure of the 1994 Washington quarter comes from its rare varieties and minting errors, mistakes that occurred during production but turned out to be treasures in disguise. Some 1994 quarters display a double die error, where parts of the design, like the lettering or date, appear slightly doubled. This happens when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly during the minting process. Others show off-center strikes, broad strikes, or misaligned dies that create oddly shaped or distorted coins. Such pieces instantly catch the eyes of experienced numismatists. Collectors have even found quarters with missing cladding, giving the coin a unique copper appearance. These errors make ordinary pocket change suddenly worth thousands of dollars. A 1994 quarter in mint state condition, especially with a sharp strike and brilliant luster, is already a gem. But when it combines perfect preservation with a striking error, its value can skyrocket. Even though this coin is relatively modern, its story reminds us that hidden treasures don't always come from centuries past. Sometimes, they're hiding in your spare change right now. The 1994 quarter is part of the last era before the United States Mint began the famous 50-state quarters program, which would later dominate coin collecting in the early 2000s. This makes it even more special, a final chapter in the classic Washington quarter design that collectors love for its simplicity and elegance. If you ever come across a 1994 quarter that looks unusually perfect, or one with visible doubling or odd color tones, it's worth setting aside. You might just be holding something rare. Professional coin graders like PCGS and NGC often certify these coins, grading them on a scale that determines their condition and value. High-grade examples, those rated MS68 or higher, are the most coveted. When one of these coins appears at an auction, collectors compete fiercely to own it, driving prices far higher than anyone would expect for a modern quarter. It's fascinating how a coin that once bought a gumball could one day be worth enough to buy an entire car. That's the beauty of numismatics: history, art, and value coming together in one small piece of metal. So the next time you're sorting through your pocket change or checking the quarters in your collection, take a closer look at your 1994 coins. You might spot something remarkable. It could be a tiny doubling on Liberty, a slightly off-center design, or a flawless surface that shines like a mirror, the clues to a true hidden treasure. Collectors continue to admire the 1994 quarter for its craftsmanship, its historical connection, and the thrill of the hunt for those rare varieties. Many coin enthusiasts say it's not just about the money, it's about the excitement of finding a piece of American history that has survived in extraordinary condition. And among all those millions of quarters minted in 1994, one special coin, a flawless specimen with an exceptional minting error, was recently valued at $62,000. If you have a 1994 Washington quarter or any other coin you're curious about, make sure to tell us in the comments. We'd love to help you find out whether your coins could be worth a fortune. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and join our growing community of coin collectors and history lovers who are uncovering America's hidden treasures, one coin at a time. Top 5. The year was 1998, a time when America was preparing to welcome a new millennium, and change was in the air. But while technology and culture were racing forward, something timeless was still being produced in the United States Mint, the Washington quarter dollar. That year's 1998 edition may look simple to the casual observer, yet hidden among the millions struck are coins so rare and extraordinary that they have stunned collectors and sold for incredible amounts. The Washington quarter of 1998 marked the final chapter of an era. It was one of the last years before the famous 50-state quarters program began, which would completely transform U.S. coinage just 1 year later. In many ways, this coin represents the calm before the storm, the end of a design that had defined American quarters for over 6 decades. On the obverse side, George Washington's proud and steady profile stares into the future. Sculpted by John Flanagan, this image had graced the quarter since 1932. His expression reflects strength, leadership, and dignity, the same values that guided the country he helped to build. Flip it over, and you'll see the majestic eagle, wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows, a symbol of vigilance and power. Surrounding it are olive branches, symbolizing peace. This combination of strength and serenity made the Washington quarter one of the most beloved and enduring designs in U.S. coinage history. In 1998, quarters were minted at 3 major locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint had its own mark, PD, or S. While millions were produced, the truly valuable ones are those with special minting errors, unique characteristics, or flawless preservation. Most of these quarters entered circulation, jingling through pockets, cash registers, and vending machines. But a few escaped that fate. A handful were struck with unusual mistakes that set them apart forever. Some 1998 quarters were accidentally struck on planchets meant for other coins, nickel or dime blanks, for example, creating ultra-rare minting anomalies. Others showed striking errors like double dies, off-center impressions, or missing clad layers. These small mistakes transformed everyday coins into collectible treasures. Collectors have been captivated by the 1998 quarter for these rare varieties. Because it was minted right before the state quarters began, many people overlooked it for years, not realizing that a few contained these valuable and fascinating quirks. Even without errors, high-grade 1998 quarters, those with mirror-like surfaces, sharp strikes, and no visible wear, can command impressive prices in the collector's market. Condition, as always, is everything. A pristine example graded MS68 or MS69 can fetch astonishing amounts at auctions, especially if the coin shows deep luster and crisp details. For something as common as a quarter, that's part of what makes it so thrilling. The idea that your everyday change could contain hidden gold. Every coin tells a story, and the story of the 1998 quarter is one of transition. It's the last breath of the classic Washington design before a new generation of quarters took over the following year. This coin represents the end of a remarkable journey for American currency. From 1932 through 1998, the eagle and Washington design became a symbol of trust and tradition, a piece of Americana carried by millions. Collectors view the 1998 quarter as the closing chapter of an age-old design. After this year, the U.S. Mint began honoring each state individually, meaning no more eagles. No more traditional design that had defined the quarter for over 60 years. That makes the 1998 quarter especially nostalgic. It's not just a coin, it's a goodbye to a classic era of American coinage. Many coin enthusiasts today actively search through rolls and boxes of 1998 quarters, hoping to spot one with a rare error or in near-perfect condition. These coins often hide in plain sight, sitting unnoticed in jars, wallets, and collections. The joy of coin collecting lies in moments like these, finding beauty and value in something most people overlook. Every coin has a journey, and sometimes that journey leads to discovery and reward. The 1998 Washington quarter also reminds us that the smallest things can hold great meaning. It connects generations, parents teaching children about history, collectors sharing their finds, and enthusiasts preserving America's numismatic heritage. When you look closely at a 1998 quarter, think about its story. It might have passed through countless hands, traveled across states, and witnessed decades of change, all while carrying the same enduring portrait of George Washington. Each scratch, mark, and shine on its surface tells part of that story. But for a lucky few, the coin's condition remains flawless, a time capsule of the U.S. Mint's craftsmanship from nearly 3 decades ago. Those coins, untouched by circulation, gleam like silver mirrors, holding immense appeal to serious collectors. Their rarity grows with time, as fewer examples remain in perfect condition. Auction houses across the country have seen rare 1998 quarters sell for stunning amounts, shocking even experienced numismatists. That's because demand for modern, high-grade coins has skyrocketed as more collectors turn their eyes to the late 20th century. Whether it's a rare mint error, an off-metal strike, or a flawless uncirculated coin, the 1998 Washington quarter has earned its place among valuable modern coins. So the next time you receive a quarter in your change, don't dismiss it. Take a closer look. It could be from 1998, and it might be one of those hidden gems that change someone's life. The world of coins is full of stories like this, where the ordinary becomes extraordinary. The thrill of discovery, the beauty of design, and the connection to history all come together in this one small piece of metal. For collectors and history lovers alike, the 1998 quarter is a symbol of transition, craftsmanship, and hidden fortune waiting to be found. And one of these rare 1998 Washington quarters, with perfect condition and a unique minting error, has sold for an incredible amount. $56,000. If you have a 1998 quarter or any other rare coins at home, share it with us in the comments below. We'd love to help you learn its true value. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more amazing coin stories, and make sure to like this video so more collectors can join this exciting journey through America's hidden treasures.